What's good, everybody? My name is Isaiah Hitchens, aka Bishop Bino, and this is Lesson-dary Memoirs. So I'd like to thank everybody that's been tuning in. The amount of support has been awesome, and it has truly encouraged my heart to keep going and to stay consistent. If you're new here, Lesson-dary Memoirs is just a way of me telling my story, taking a path through life, and looking at everything that has happened and hoping that I can help someone else. So if you like what you've been hearing or you like what you hear on today, please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, wherever you're listening at. If you're watching this on YouTube, you listen on Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, please help your boy out by supporting, sharing something that can help someone else, and that we can get the word out and we can continue to just uplift and edify each other. So today we're talking about something. I'm kind of doing a little different thing here, right? I had something planned, but today we are going to be talking about mastering failed plans. This is something that I looked at. I used to do a lot of planning, and I had great expectations for a lot of different things in life. I don't want to pinpoint one thing in particular because it's so much. This is a very broad thing that we're talking about. A lot of plans seem to fall through, whether it be, dealing with media, because I work really closely with that. A camera can fail, something simple. It's a lot of different things that can happen that can cause your plans to fail. And I feel like that thing can be very disappointing to each and every one of us. And, just looking at that can be tough. It can be hard to deal with. It's something that you might look at and, it may just continue to crash down. One thing happens after the next. And then you're looking and you're like, what am I going to do? But this is something that we can master. What? Yes, this is something that we can master. You can master plans falling through. You can master things not going the way that you had expected it to go. And you can master being able to navigate through these things. One of the biggest things that I like is looking at it for exactly what it is. Because oftentimes we find ourselves placing expectations on different situations and different things that are going on in our life. And we set our expectations so high that when it does not meet that bar and it actually falls beneath it, we get disappointed. As I mentioned before, we get disappointed. And I feel like the thing that you have to do is you have to be able to acknowledge that you are disappointed by the thing that happened. You have to acknowledge that you may be angry in that moment. You may be feeling some type of way about it. And being able to acknowledge that is what's really going to help you to be able to navigate through it. Because if you take a moment, take a deep breath and say, I'm disappointed right here. It did not meet my expectations. This person did not meet my expectations. They decided that they were going to do something different, or this object that I was working with just failed on me. And you take a moment to say, okay, I'm disappointed, but I need to think my way through this. It'll make it a lot easier for you to be able to navigate through failed plans, because you look at it for what it is and then you find what's next. A lot of times I mentioned working with media, a camera may fail, a microphone may go out, something this, that, and the third may happen. But when I actually take a moment to look at it, I realize that I already had the fail-safe with me because I bought extra equipment. Don't tell my wife, but I bought extra equipment, and I always keep extra equipment with me just in case something does fail and I'm not able to do exactly what I need to do. So that's something that you have to look at. Look at it for what it is and look for your fail-safe. Do you have someone else that can help you? Can you do it yourself? Can you find a remedy for the action that's been taken? Whatever it is, you have to look at it for what it is so that you can manage your disappointments well. We as humans, we have the tendency to look at things and we'll just stop. We'll say that we're going to quit. We're not going to keep going. But that's not the mindset that you have to have. You have to change your mental capacity to enlarge and allow more things to come in for you to truly understand that you cannot quit. You cannot give up. No matter what may have happened, no matter who may have disappointed you, no matter what may have disappointed you, you cannot fail. You have to continue to go on, and you cannot give up. And the thing that I need you to understand is that giving up is just like allowing yourself to completely be defeated and completely be taken out of the race. You do not want to give up because you cannot be defeated. This time in our life that we're living in, the year 2023, we cannot give up in this moment. I know we're coming out of the second month, going into the third month, but even in that, we cannot be defeated. The first 2 months may not have been good, but you have 10 more months to do exactly what you've been called to do. Do exactly what's on your mind. For me, my thing was, in the beginning of this year, I'm like, how am I going to start a podcast? How am I going to do this when it doesn't seem like the things that are around me is going to work? My time is not adding up. My effort was not adding up. My consistency wasn't even adding up. But looking at it for exactly what it was and saying, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do I'm helping myself. I'm going to do exactly what I need to do, because this is the time for me to do it. This is the time for me to go on. This is the time for me to not quit. This is the time for me to press. This is the time for me to look at things that have failed in the past and make them work in the future. Because just because it failed in the past doesn't mean that I can bury it in a graveyard. Those things that you're dealing with and you don't know what you're going to do with them, dig them up. Bring life back to them. Ask, can these dry bones live? Can this be something that I can resurrect so that it can continue to edify my life and continue to build me up? Because there are things that I don't know what's going on in here tonight in the create space, but there are things that you need to do and you need to put forth. There are steps that you need to take, and if you look at exactly what you have and make something of it, I guarantee you'll find life in that situation. You'll find life in that failed plan. You'll be able to put the pieces back together and make something out of nothing. The greatest thing that you can look at is a painter who has a ripped canvas and a broken paintbrush, but then they end up making something beautiful out of it. No matter what they decide to do, if they put the paintbrush with the broken canvas and they call it some type of art, no matter what it is, make it exactly what it is. Live through it. Live exactly what you are. Be exactly who you are, and do exactly what you've been called to do, because this is the time for you to step out, and this is the time for you to be exactly who you have been called to be. Whoo! It's so fire. I'm telling you, when the Spirit is flowing, it's nothing that I can do. I just have to say what he tells me to say. And that's one of the things that I'm looking at now, even in this time. Some of us, we're going to have to say exactly what we need to say. Some of us, we're going to have to call a thing and speak to those things that are going on. You're dealing with disappointment and it's happened over and over again. Maybe it's time for you to say something about it. Maybe it's time for you to speak up for yourself. Maybe it's time for you to clear your mind of the things that you've been holding on to so that you can continue to go exactly where you need to go, and you can go on the path that God has set for you. It's crazy how sometimes we allow things to stop us on the path that God has set us through. If God created them and God created the path, why is it that we are allowing them to stop us when God is telling us to continue to go on? God is telling us to continue to walk. God is telling us to continue to fight. God is telling us to not fail. Don't quit. It may not have went the way that you wanted it to go, but you cannot quit. You cannot give up. I need 10 of y'all to hit that like button and send this to somebody and let them know they cannot quit. They cannot give up. Listen, my name is Bishop Bino. It's always a pleasure to talk to each and every one of you and have these weekly sessions, because these things uplift me even while I'm doing this. I'm going to drop this raw and uncut. I'm probably not even going to edit this. But hey, it is what it is. We're dropping this every week, and I want you all to like and subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please save this. Please share it with someone. No matter where you are, please help somebody else get this bit of information, even if it's just a 30-second clip of it. Screen record it and send it to somebody. Let them know where we at. Let them know what we're doing so that we can continue to go on and we can continue to edify and uplift. My name is Bishop Bino. I'm signing off. Y'all have a great night or great morning wherever you at, wherever you listening to this at. I pray that you're listening to this on your side of the world and you're doing what you need to do. And I just thank y'all for tuning in.